may this be one of the best moments of your life. You're listening to the Business Mirror Podcast for a broader look on business with Senior Editor Dennis Estopace.
Good day. Welcome to Business Mondays with BM, a segment of the BM Broader Look podcast, which focuses on the Philippine stock market. The Business Mondays with BM podcast is based on the stock market outlook story, which is written by Business Mirror reporter VG Kabuwag and comes out every Monday. For the text version online, please go to www.businessmirror.com.ph and search for Stock Market Outlook. For the print edition, please go to the companies section of the Business Mirror newspaper. Let's get on with the story.
Powered by Hino Motors Philippines.
Share prices went down last week, with the main index returning to 5,800 points, as the economy remains depressed with public mass transportation still restricted. The benchmark Philippine Stock Exchange Index fell 121.22 points, or 2%, to close at 5,884.18 points. Christopher Mangun, research head at AAA Securities Incorporated, said businesses are not seeing the pickup in revenues that were expected this quarter. Buying pressure was light all week as most investors were on the sidelines, Mangun said. The Holos suicide bombings did not cause a massive sell-off, as these are seen as isolated events, although this was a breach in security, Mangun added. Mangun said investors are not as fearful, as the government has prioritized the country's security with a stronger military and police force. The main index was down all week long except on Tuesday, when it hiccuped a minimal increase. Average daily value was up at 8.99 billion pesos, due mainly to the huge volume of trade of 10.02 billion pesos on Monday and 17.33 billion pesos on Wednesday. Foreign investors were net sellers at 4.82 billion pesos. Among the sub-indices, the property index took the biggest loss, dropping by 6%, or 174.03 points, to close at 2,710.60 points. The broader all shares index tumbled by 38.48 points, to 3,534.58. The financials index inched down 1.24 to close at 1,129.70. The industrial index declined 1 point to 7,791.26. The holding firms index shed 147.15 to close at 6,099.90. The services index was up 32.66 to 1,482.93. And the mining and oil index surged 322.16 to close at 6,005.07. For the week, losers outnumbered gainers 122 to 97, and 29 shares were unchanged. The top gainers were Bogo Medellin Milling Company Incorporated, Benguet Corporation A and B shares, F&J Prince Holdings Corporation A, Eagle Cement Corporation, Global Ferronickel Holdings Incorporated, and Philippine Infradev Holdings Incorporated. The top losers, on the other hand, were Makati Finance Corporation, Da Vinci Capital Holdings Incorporated, Abra Mining and Industrial Corporation, Merrimart Consumer Corporation, Mackay Holdings Incorporated, Manila Mining Corporation B, and DNL Industries Incorporated. Share prices are expected to be down at the start of the bear months this week as investors look for guidance on placing their bets on the market. It will be a 4-day trading week as today, Monday, is a public holiday for the celebration of National Heroes Day. Broker 2 Trade Asia said that from a trend view, the next month to watch out for is October. For the so-called October effect, where Wall Street returns are generally weaker than the rest of the year. Being the midpoint, September brings with it higher volatility, 2 Trade Asia said. Inflation data for July will be revealed on Friday, while the government is expected to announce if it will extend or ease the current general community quarantine status of Metro Manila and nearby provinces. Broker 2 Trade Asia said the week's headlines saw reaffirmation from listed firms of capital plans that are restarting and or continuing despite headwinds from the coronavirus pandemic. To this effect, the broker said it further sees elevated transaction activity such as on mergers and acquisitions and cash flow strengthening, most likely via debt. For the stock picks, broker Regina Capital and Development Corporation gave a buy, when its support price holds on the stock of SM Investments Corporation or SMIC, after SMIC's share price has been consistently showing downward pressure throughout the week. Regina Capital said the relatively tapered momentum has managed to allow for sideways consolidation after hitting a 3-month bottom of 865 pesos. Regina Capital further said it is unlikely that last week's large sell-down will push SM Investments Corporation to this level, despite indicators pointing to a continued downturn. The broker gave a support price for the conglomerate at 835 pesos and 865 pesos. The shares of SM Investments Corporation closed last Friday at 850 pesos apiece. Meanwhile, Regina Capital gave a buy on pullback on the stock of Metropolitan Bank and Trust Company or Metrobank. Regina Capital issued a recommendation as it said Metrobank's 33 pesos and 80 centavo level is starting to prove itself as a reliable support for the lender. Although it is still at its lower range, Regina Capital said they think the upward momentum will be sustained, albeit not significantly. The broker said indicators are pointing to renewed buying pressure. The shares of Metrobank closed last week at 33 pesos and 50 centavos apiece.
Brought to you by Hino Motors Philippines.
Thank you for listening to the Business Mirror podcast. For a broader look on business, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Business Mirror. Until next time.